All right, what we have here is the 2025 CRF300LS. So the low seed version, the gray one. I think the gray looks great. It's just something different maybe, I don't know. But this has to be one of the first ones delivered. I haven't seen really any for sale or around, so I felt pretty fortunate. I got a hold of Storm Lake Honda down in Iowa probably about a month and a half ago or so, and they said we got one coming. It'd be here after a while, so I put down a deposit on it. It worked out great. They're great to deal with, guys. If you're looking for a bike, hit them up. Jeff down in Storm Lake Honda, great to deal with. And otherwise, new for 2025, I'm not gonna completely geek out on specs, but new for 25, I can tell you that they use XL rims now instead of in-house, which is wonderful. If you got a company that makes rims, let them make rims. Use those ones, right? They know what they're doing. And LED headlights, turn signals, also wonderful. Use very little power. You know, they don't have a huge charging system on them, so why not? And LEDs are always bright. So great, win-win. And they last forever. I don't think they really ever burn out. At least not in the time that we're gonna have this. So, otherwise, what else can I tell you? I know people, I've never ridden an earlier one, 23 or 24. Any of the other CRFs, right? But people complained about the suspension was too soft. And they allegedly fixed that for 25. They stiffened it up, which I can tell you, yeah, I'm almost 190 pounds. I do have to lose some weight. Don't laugh. But this seems to be plenty firm on the suspension from what I'm seeing. My limited use on it. I got about 20 miles on it or so, roughly. I got back pretty late last night, so did not get a lot of usage on it. Otherwise, wonderful bike. Slipper clutch, my first experience with that, so I think that's good. And as far as power, guys, you know, I can't really compare it to a 60 or 70 horse or more, you know, your KTM, your Husqvarnas, your BMWs. My previous bike was an XT250. So going from an air-cooled 250 to a liquid-cooled 300, you know, a 2-valve to a 4-valve. I mean, this thing is a powerhouse compared to that XT, okay? So, I can't bash on the XT because I did not sell it. I'll probably always have it. The thing's a little mule out on the trails. But this is definitely a wonderful power plant and awesome. I'm really excited to get this in some of the trails and try that out. Otherwise, 6-speed. So that's great. It does have a tack on it, and from what I'm seeing, I haven't revved it out because, like I say, it's new still. But I took it up to 50 on the highway. That's like 5,000 RPMs. And believe it or not, the thing red lines at like 10.5. I don't think you'd want to do that on the highway, but I think that 75 or even 80 might be, probably 70 to 75 would be a comfortable cruising for it if you wanted to. It'd probably go a little faster, but there's a lot of stuff moving pretty fast at that speed. So, you know, that's not what I bought that for. I'm not looking for a commuter to drive to work. This is going to be, there's a couple BDRs within a decent driving range. You know, it would take some driving, but I'll probably do those. Black Hills is on the other side of South Dakota. I'll probably do that one. Minnesota, they got a bunch of ADV trails. Ranging from 300, 500, and even up from there. So there'll be a lot of, that's what this is going to do. Okay, this isn't going to be a commuter going to work. This is going to be done up. The hand guards, Acerbis makes an extended tank for this. It's about, so this is 2 gallons, and Acerbis makes one that's about 3.5 gallons, and that's going to be what's going on there. Otherwise, some auxiliary lights because you can't get enough lighting on them, and with LEDs already in the headlight, why it's got to save a lot of wattage for other purposes, so that'll be something that I'll do. You can never have too much light. And some kind of a little bit of maybe a small little windshield and like a little frame thing to maybe at least just pull this out of the way. You know, you got to have it kind of loose because this moves with the suspension a little bit, but just a little something to push it up. I'm sure any CRF guy is saying, yeah, it's a little bit the necessary evil with ABS apparently. Whatever, we're not going to beat that up. And I'll be getting some different mirrors on here, something that'll fold out of the way if it takes a hit ever. And eventually there'll be some Tusk, maybe soft bags or something. That'll probably be Tusk. They're a pretty good name in that kind of stuff in luggage. Little rack, everything that might go along with that. But otherwise, as far as the bike guys, the 25 model, I haven't seen one yet, other than just pictures. I don't know if any have hardly been. I'm sure there've been some delivered, so I can't say that. But boy, I've searched around and they're hard. In the previous years, I've thrown a leg over, I think, one of them, and you know, they sell instantly. As soon as they hit the floor, they're gone. And where I got this from is one of the biggest dealers in the Midwest, and it sounds like they're going to get one this year, which was this one. Whether or not Honda sends them another one at another point, I don't know, but they seem to be hard to find, and I don't know why, because boy, they have a demand. But that's just what it is. $6,000 out the door. So again, great to deal with. They don't beat up on the price. I did have them install a Honda accessory. I got a 12-volt plug-in on the handlebar here, and that'll be a switch power that comes from inside the headlight bucket here roughly. So that'll be a switch power, turn the key on. So it'll be a quad lock for my phone and some kind of a GPS mount like a Garmin, I imagine. So I can just I'll put a little 12-volt socket in here with a couple of USBs and power my stuff. And that'll be great. Switch power, so I don't got to worry about it draining battery when I'm not on it. Just a great scenario right there. Otherwise, what will I do with this one here? Oh, there'll probably come other things. The tires, obviously, they're maybe not quite as aggressive as what I would maybe put on there myself, but when they wear down, I'll change them. I'm not going to change them out just to change them. Let's see, eventually some kind of a case guard. And so I'm just filming on my cell phone right now. So my voice, you know, the sound probably ain't great. I actually have a wireless mic on order from Best Buy. So eventually I'll have like a little GoPro or a camera type thing. A more legit setup. Okay, so bear with me. I'm just an amateur at best. But maybe this might turn into a channel, who knows. I could see I have a little GoPro on the helmet and go out on trail rides, because I do enjoy anything motorcycle. Actually, right now I have like 8 bikes. I'm not good at selling stuff, so it's just what that is. Let's see, otherwise, I'll just give you a quick little walk around here. I'll take you off of the stand. Give you a close-up of anything that you might want to see. It's a good first-hand view of that. I'll turn the key on here. You got trip meter. And even that, so far I got 16 miles on here, and my average MPG is 54.2. So we'll see. That's phenomenal mileage. You can't beat that up at all. Otherwise, all kinds of info. Got a clock, fuel gauge, tach, gear indicator, which is just really something. ABS, you can shut that off. I have not messed with it yet. Yeah, there's that again. But so it's a great display. We'll come around here. Yeah, and hazards even. How fancy is that? Again, my 12-volt socket. I like that. That's just a awesome thing. Otherwise, let's see. Headlight. Since I got the key on headlight, high beam comes on. I did drive this at night just a little bit around the yard, and that is bright. Okay, that's wonderful. But I'm still going to put aux lights on there because you can't have enough lighting, guys. When you're out in the middle of nowhere, out on wherever you might end up at, you can never have enough lighting. Great looking forks. Nice little guards on there, so that's handy. Here's that XL rim like I'm talking about. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat little touch if you're asking me. Otherwise, the finish on these bikes are just wonderful, fellas. I'll tell you what. That frame looks nice. Swing arm looks nice. I mean, they really went above and beyond. You know, in the muffler, I don't really care about a loud bike if I'm using it on trails. You know, I'm more of a function over form that way. I would rather have it quiet when I'm on the trails. If I want something loud, I'll get on the Harley, you know, so that's just what that is. Tail tighty, I don't know, again, if it cuts down mud being slung up, well, I would rather have that than look cool, you know. Obviously, that's a lot of stuff going on back here, but usefulness, I think they work. So I probably won't even deal with that at all. Seat, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's soft, but it is a low seat version, so I think you lose, I don't know, maybe a little over an inch on suspension, and they probably shave the seat down a little bit. That's just what that is. It is. I was just ecstatic that they made this bike in a low seat height. You know, before this, the XT was about the only, probably about the best bet as far as capable trail bike that a shorter guy could get on. You know, I'm about 5'7", so when they done this, it's just awesome. Before this, you stand next to a regular CRF300L and like, oh my god. Yeah, once you get on them, yeah, they squish down some, but I'd rather be. I like this. And it is great that the manufacturer started noticing that not everybody is 6'2". And I can buy a KLR 650 in a short version that's pretty similar seat height to this. And that was honestly in the running. You know, I sat on some of those, and they're easy to find, and they're actually inexpensive. Probably similar price to one of these, maybe even a touch below you can find one. But the thing with this one is like 300 pounds, and you get on a KLR, and they're like 450, which I'm sure if you're like going on a long distance traveling with some, you know, good roads that you're going to go on, maybe some outback logging roads or something, it'd probably work wonderful. But if you want to get into more gnarly stuff, and people are going to be like, oh, I take my 10-year jumping logs, and that's good. I'm not a professional. I'm an amateur at best. So for me, this here, I'll haul it. If I got to go to a BDR that's 600 miles away, I'll haul it right in the back of the pickup, and I'll go do my BDR stuff, and I'll haul it back home, you know. So there's no intentions that I'm going to drive this 500 or 600 miles across states, and that's probably not going to happen. So for what I'm going to do it for, this thing fits the bill absolutely perfect. There we go. There's a Storm Lake Honda right there. Best place to do it, guys. I bought a couple bikes from them. It's like a 6-hour drive for me, one way. And this is my second bike that I bought from them, and I will buy more from them. Jeff over at Storm Lake Honda. Great guy. Whenever you look up on their website, they just got tons of new and used bikes, and they're just constantly coming and going. It's incredible to walk in there. Yeah, quite a machine. I got a little bit of stuff going on in the garage here too. Sorry guys, it's a little bit of a cluttery mess. You know, I got a bumper cover laying there, and parts laying there, and tools and stuff here. I got a little bit of a thing going on here too, so I'll show you as long as I got the film going. I probably piqued your interest already, but I got a Chevy SS sitting here. And the reason what I'm doing, you maybe have this figured out already, but bumper cover comes off, the little crash bar, what they call a bumper, comes out, and I got a receiver hitch going in there, got it wired up. All I got to do is notch a little hole in the bottom of the bumper cover for the receiver to come through, and I'll be able to. I actually have a motorcycle carrier that can support a 300-pound bike pretty easily. And you can carry that tongue weight on these, so I could actually carry the back of that, on the back of this car, I could carry that Honda. I wonder if I don't have the little tag right here. Tow bar, yeah. Ball load 210 kg for the Canadians out there or whatever, I don't know, Australians. Yeah, trailer brake. If you have trailer brakes, you can all 2100 on there. No trailer brakes, you can all 750 in a trailer form. Yeah, otherwise that's what that is. So that's that project. Stuff all over the place. Little VMAX sitting back there, you probably noticed that. I like my stuff. But so there that is, and I might do a few videos along the way, even as I do my random installations, when I get the gas tank. I don't have it yet. And also, I'm hoping for some of my future videos, I'll actually get some legit stuff. If I get some people watching this, I'll get a camera, some sound stuff, maybe even a laptop for editing. I know nothing about that stuff, but I will learn. Because I love this stuff. I enjoy watching videos, so I am kind of curious about making some. Especially if I can get some people following me, that'd be great. So there we go. Any questions, I guess you could leave in the comments, or any suggestions or anything like that. Maybe tell me what you use for anything on these as far as hand guards. I'll probably go with the Astrobus also. I know Barkbusters makes good ones. But I'll probably get different ones of these. I don't know. These actually aren't terrible. They're decent sized. But I still might get something a little bit different. But at any rate, we'll just leave it at that. I can start it up. You maybe know what they sound like. It probably sounds like any other 300. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoy.